may take it away. Well, guys, a proud franchise. Thank you, David. Now, we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Howard. Then there's Nowitzki. Then it's Nash. And it's Doncic in at the shooting guard position. And for the Spurs, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Duncan. Then there's Parker. Then there's Irving. And it's Malone in at the center position. That's a 2 from Parker. Misses the jumper.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And this is what we've been waiting for all summer long, all off-season long. After many months, Doris, basketball is finally back.
And what's incredible, Kevin, is the NBA's popularity just continues to grow. There's worldwide enthusiasm. The NBA players represent the league so well, and my goodness gracious, can they play some basketball?
Interesting how now the league, Doris, is commanding the calendar all year round. It used to be such a seasonal game. Now it's 365 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
He's off on the first.
Well, the big German, as he is affectionately known, Nowitzki, the 2011 NBA champion, will go down as one of the best shooters ever.
And he sinks the second.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Yeah, and at 7-1, Duncan is a problem in the paint. Outstanding with his extension there and just hammering it home.
And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Doncic feeling it out. Three-pointer. Offensive rebound. Nowitzki against Leonard. Moves back up. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nowitzki, the pass to Doncic. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
Nowitzki just so unselfish. When he sees a teammate wide open, doesn't take long to zip that pass right in the pocket.
The pass to Irving. Duncan outside. Pass to Leonard. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Irving can't hit. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Nash outside. Malone with the block.
How about the quick stare by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection. And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. It doesn't matter. Just make shots.
Duncan left side. Tries again. Pass to Leonard. Outside Irving. Stolen by O'Neal. By himself. And Shaq with the slam.
O'Neal is a force of nature. Once he gets it that low, it is a foregone conclusion.
Nowitzki against Leonard. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. Here's Doncic. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Irving against Doncic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And guys, it's crazy. He really was a late bloomer. You know, Irving didn't have the big-time amateur career you hear about with some stars. But, boy, he's more than made up for it.
break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Irving. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Chamberlain's checked in for Malone. Robinson comes in for Tim Duncan. Gervin's checked in for Leonard. And Iverson's subbed in for Tony Parker. Both free throws good for Irving.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Now Terry. Now here's Porzingis. Kicks it out to Bradley. 6 to shoot. Iverson against Terry. Over Iverson. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. The Spurs have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. 2018 rookie class has been something to watch, Doris. Talent at the top, but also some terrific mid-round picks.
You know, no question, Landry Shamet is a guy who I think can be a clutch, big-time scorer who does not seem bowed by any moment, doesn't seem to be affected by pressure. Mitchell Robinson had one of the great shot-blocking seasons in New York Knicks history. I know the team didn't have success, but as a second-round guy, Mitchell Robinson could have an awfully long career.
Free throw good, Iverson. He hits both from the stripe. 1:49 left in the first quarter. Here's Kidd. Terry outside. Back to Kidd. Floats one, and the layup is good.
And Kidd using that size well inside. Fantastic with the read of the D there and exploiting the weakness.
Here's Iverson. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Terry finds Porzingis. And here's Kidd from the arc. They grab their own miss. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And to me, this is what KP has got to do. Porzingis has the size and length to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Gervin outside. Pass to Irving. Changes up. He lays it in.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Mavericks trail by 4. And here is McGrady. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Iverson against Terry. Iverson with the ball. From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's San Antonio up by 2. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Spurs, you've got Allen Iverson. Robinson is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Irving. And it's Durbin in a two-guard. Kidd kicks to Bradley. Back to Kidd. It's deflected. Terry against Iverson. Outside Robinson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, and Robinson is a franchise-defining talent, a chiseled, powerful center, a remarkable leader.
The Spurs shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And up around 82% as a team a season ago. So they know how to make the most of those opportunities.
No good on the free throw. Doris, if you had to list a player with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind, James Harden, obviously, has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Spurs leading by 5. Parker passes to Robinson. Here's Iverson. And the dunk by Iverson.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Nash the pass to Nowitzki. And here's Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. Puts it up from 12. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got his second basket of the night.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
13 feet away. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
And it's Nash in the corner. And there's the pass to Doncic. That's tipped. Shot clock at 5. Now Parker. And he banks in the layup. Parker's got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs.
Well, when Parker uses that burst of speed on the drive, he's nearly impossible to get in front of.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
I'll tell you this, it looked like they wanted to get out of town as quickly as possible. The problem is their defense went with them.
And the Spurs with some changes. Malone's checked in for Embiid, and it's Duncan in for Robinson. Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Howard against Duncan. Malone with the block. Iverson outside. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Nowitzki.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
San Antonio leading by 7.
Luka Doncic can pass it, shoot it, drive it, and he does it all with great flair.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Nash. Duncan with the block.
And that's part of his game. Love seeing Duncan just sky up there to reject shots. Does a great job of utilizing that wingspan along with his timing. And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Nash, good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Nash has got his first bucket in this one. And you see some of the shots that Doncic knocks down. Doris, the degree of difficulty is off the charts.
It is, Kevin, but the skill I love the most is his passing. It doesn't matter if it's a hook pass, a lob. He has the strength to hit the weak side corner, and this guy loves delivering in the big moments. It is so fun to watch him.
San Antonio making a switch here. Gervin's checked in. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Malone finishing it off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Doncic outside. Fades away. The shot off that time. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
You can see the kind of savvy Kawhi Leonard plays with. This guy makes the defense commit and gets himself to the foul line.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you think back to draft day in 2011. It was quiet then. It became loud as his career went on. But the Spurs get the draft rights to Kawhi Leonard on that day for George Hill. Incredible.
Chamberlain's checked in for San Antonio. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. 54 seconds left to play here in the half. Terry, the pass to Porzingis. Back to McGrady. Outside Kidd. Beyond the arc. Rebound San Antonio.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Parker's to Gervin. 15 seconds left in the first half of basketball. One second left. Can't hit that one. And so it's San Antonio looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Right back after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Jr. to Jeff. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was where they really opened things up. They were by far the stronger team, both defensively and when they had the ball. Their 13-point halftime lead, no accident. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebound. They got a good edge on the board, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys have been battling, putting everything they had to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to their lead.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
They're being far less aggressive than they ought to be. The free throw differential is huge right now. It's threatening to determine the outcome of the game. So they have to get into the lane and challenge defenders to make them try to stop them.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. 3rd quarter, just about ready to begin.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We've seen Allen Iverson really have a great game.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. On the floor for Dallas, they've got O'Neal. Nowitzki is out there with Howard. Then it's Nash, and it's Doncic in at the 2-guard spot. Leonard the pass to Duncan, and Duncan throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more, you're right. Howard dishes to Nowitzki. Passes to Nash. This one for 3.
And a great job there by Parker with the contest to force the miss. And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Big time play right there, showing the activity and ability to impact this game.
Doncic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got his 3rd basket of the night.
You cannot let Doncic get established on the interior. This guy feels very comfortable wherever he is on the floor.
Pass to Duncan. And it's sent back by Howard. Nash the pass to O'Neal, and the dunk by O'Neal.
And I'm a big fan of the awareness of Nash on the floor. A selfless player who's just fantastic at getting the ball to his open teammates in rhythm.
Pass to Malone. Wants to get it to Duncan, and does, over Howard. And Duncan with the basket on the assist from Moses Malone. Duncan's got 4 points in the quarter. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching, and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Robinson's checked in for Duncan.
At this point for Dwight Howard in his career, it's about being efficient. I mean, we know he can grab rebounds, play defense. He's just got to stay aggressive and efficient on the offensive end.
Here's Iverson. Outside Irving. And it's off from three-point range. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. He dishes it to Nowitzki. The pass to O'Neal. Nash kicks to Nowitzki. Dallas moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Near the three-point line, it's Nash. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Iverson. The 17-footer goes down. Iverson's got 10 points in the game.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
To the paint, here's Nowitzki, and the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And some changes here for the Spurs. Chamberlain comes in for Robinson, and Gervin subbed in for Leonard. Passes it to Iverson. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Irving dishes to Iverson. Irving kicks to Chamberlain. Now, here is Irving. 6 points for him. And here's Iverson outside with 1 on the clock and the dunk by Embiid.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Terry the pass to Kidd. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis is so agile, mobile, and hostile. You give him a lane and he'll take advantage.
Kidd with the steal. There's 45 seconds left to play in the third. The feed to Bradley. Back to Kidd. Shot clock at 6. And he comes up with the deuce. Kidd's got his second bucket of the night.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Embiid to Gervin. Pass to Iverson. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch to end the quarter. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So it's the Spurs now. 17 points was their biggest margin. We've got Gervin. Tony Parker is out there with Irving. Then it's Malone. And it's Duncan in at the power forwards position. That's the San Antonio 5.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
The first one falls. Leonard, he's checked in for Irving. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And Duncan drops them both. Mavericks trail by 16. Outside Kidd. Duncan with the block. And they'll keep possession. Launches it. And there's Tracy McGrady, the assist by Bradley.
And how about getting a hand up on McGrady, especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside?
Parker passes to Duncan. Bradley with some nice D.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Nowitzki dishes to McGrady. Back to Nowitzki. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Just remarkable anticipation from Nowitzki. Gets the defense to be way too physical with him.
Shooting two.
And he knocks down the first one. Irving's checked in for San Antonio. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. O'Neal's checked in for Bradley. Howard comes in for Porzingis. Doncic is checked in for McGrady. And Nash is subbed in for Jason Kidd. And so he makes both from the line. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Duncan outside. Pass to Irving. With some arc. Rebounded by Howard. Mavericks trail by 11. There's the pass to Doncic. Dallas again missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Nash outside. Back to Doncic. Dallas no good that time either.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Doncic against Irving. Duncan drawing the double team. Malone kicks to Parker. Just 5 to shoot. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Doncic passes to Nowitzki. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Parker outside. To the wing right side. Duncan kicks to Parker. From deep. It's rebounded by Dallas.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
San Antonio leading by 11. Here's Irving, and Dr. J slams it in.
One of the best dunkers in the league off the drive. I mean, he's often still hanging in the air while other guys are on their way down.
Dallas calls timeout.
Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Tim Duncan.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said to them, guys, coming up, this is where the game could be won or lost. We need to make plays on both ends. Stay focused, stay locked in, trust one another. We'll see if they can keep that trust going, Kevin.
San Antonio calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys were dragging a little bit, calling timeout to kind of let them catch their breath.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Irving misses. Mavericks trail by 11. Nowitzki kicks to Doncic. From the arc. Rebound San Antonio. Malone's got 8 rebounds in this game. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. Parker surveying the floor. And he drops it in from the low post. And the Spurs lead by 13.
And the play becomes so much easier with Parker pulling off moves right there. A true master at handling the rock.
Nash. That one's not going to go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. Leonard, the pass to Malone. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
How about since he entered the league, Kawhi Leonard has tripled his assist average. What a good passer he has become.
And Malone, no good on that one.
Yeah, and Malone excels at putting himself in a great position, really on both ends. Just a dynamite rebounder and interior scorer.
Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Spurs. Leading by 12. Kicks it to Leonard. Clock at 4. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 12.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Spurs.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Kawhi Leonard.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Here's Parker. That's good from 17 feet away. And the Spurs lead by 12.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.